welcome back subscribers, and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're looking at another abandoned house, but basically it's not abandoned because no one's living here or it's gone into disrepair. Basically what's happened is the suburban sprawl has come out this way. A developer's bought it, he wants the land. It's near a lovely little river, so you know, to build probably a few hundred houses here is well worthwhile for these developers. But the house behind me would have been something quite special back in its day. As I said, it's right next to a creek, so it would have had a nice little backdrop for the family that might have lived here at one stage. So we'll go have a look before the developers come in and just bulldoze everything. So this is one of those situations where I'm just driving past, saw it, let's have a look, and maybe in 20 to 30 years time someone might watch this video and say, hey, my house is right there where that old house used to be. So we are on a relatively major road. Maybe back in the day it wasn't, but now it is quite busy. So there's the property in question. And without fail, someone's dumping tyres here. Whether or not the developer allows this to occur, or someone's just taken the opportunity, seen the house has been sold and backed up and just dumped all the tyres here. That's not for me to know, and only the developer, I guess, will know, and the person doing the dumping, so to speak. But it is a big property. I've had a look on Google Maps, and I think the developer's done quite well here. It is huge. Isn't the land it is. The house didn't look all that big when you're looking on Google Maps, but then again, none of the houses really look that big when you can only see it from the overhead. There was no street view to have a good look at this place, so what you're seeing now is probably the best you'll ever get. So we can see that they obviously were into watching telly, or the reception here was so poor that they get a pretty big satellite dish to get that signal. There is a regular signal antenna there, but it's the satellite dish that really is, it's a big one. Huge veranda, and I'm assuming there must have been something overhanging as well. And I don't know if you can see that, but just where the railing is, or that fence, is where the creek runs through. So we'll go through, the front door's open, so it's more than inviting for us to come through. The graffitists have been through, I'd say vandals have been through, everyone's been through this one, and eventually everything goes. So yes, so you've got the lounge room here. It would have had a good view, so if you're hypothetically sitting here, looking out that window, it very much is a classical country view. Especially with the truck in the distance zooming past. It looks like also, I don't know if you should be able to see it in the actual picture, where you've got that like a temporary greenhouse that's made out of plastics instead of glass. It looks like that's also been sold up. It doesn't look like a functioning proposition or business, but I could be wrong, but it just looks that way because there's a lot of holes in the roof of that plastic, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll zoom back in. Let's have a look around. So the kitchen looks pretty good. It would have been a big kitchen back in its day. The graffitists have gone in, practicing their art, so to speak. And the vandals have just trashed everything they possibly can. And I'd say the creative recyclists who come and steal all the plumbing, as in all the copper, glass, and whatever else they can possibly find of any value. I think even the wiring, electrical wiring, gets removed and is somehow able to melt off the covering or the casing around that wire to get the cable part of it. So here's your bathroom. Not too bad. Would have been okay in the day. Looks okay. There's your vanity. It's a nice cool breeze. It's a really nice day today, so it is a bit windy, but hopefully that won't affect the drone at all. So you've got a few bedrooms, so it looks like it's a 3-bedroom house. I'd guess to say that this might have been, oh, I don't know. Not sure if this is the master bedroom. It's a large one. There might be another one that's larger as we go through. Another bedroom here. They've all got really good views and it all leads to this balcony. You can hear the kookaburras making their noises in the background, which would have been nice. And then you've got this final room here. And I'm not sure if this was the master bedroom or not. Okay, it's not too much. It's not a spectacular house, but then again, it's a very homely looking home. And as you can see from the back garden, oh, it's the magpies making all the noises, not the kookaburras. So you've got the magpies doing their thing. There seems to be a bit of a shed down there. I might go for a stroll maybe. All right, so that's the interior of the house. Nothing too flash. No wildlife is actually living in here, or it doesn't appear to be. We've got one more door to check out, but that one's locked. We'll make our way out again. Not bad, not too exciting, but hey, as I said earlier, in years to come, there'll be hundreds of houses here. And if someone stumbles into this video and somehow can recognise this is where their new home is being built, it might be a pleasant surprise for them or a talking point for them. So I'm just going to go around here. It really is a nice day today. It's a weekday, not a weekend. So that might account for the extra traffic we're seeing. And there's a lot of trucks coming and going. This whole area has been designated for new housing, and there's new estates everywhere. There's brand new schools being built and have already been built. So if you're coming to this area, you might be pleasantly surprised. We are to the west of Melbourne, and it took me about 40 minutes to get to this location, so it's not that far out. Now I'm just going to walk down to that shed down there, just to have a bit of a sticky beak. So this is the creek that runs alongside this property, and I'd imagine during the winter months, when we have the rains and whatnot, you'll actually be able to see the water. Now you can see where the boundary is for the property, and where I'm guessing Parks Victoria own, and they're planting trees here, which is great. I can tell you, the rabbits in the area will not be happy when the development starts. They rip up this area, finding a lot of little holes for the rabbits. Definitely kangaroos here. Haven't seen any, but there is a lot of poop about. So just here you might be able to see the actual water. See if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah, just in there, you can see the water there. I think, I could be wrong, it might be Cooroyd Creek, but I'm not 100% sure. You can probably overhear the airliner, maybe flying in or out of Tullamarine, don't know. But it's relatively flat land. But the good part about this location is there's a lot of trees. So hopefully they get to stay and the developer is able to build around them to maybe get some shade and give it a sense of age when the new estate comes up. Otherwise they just bulldoze everything. It's flat as a pancake. I don't know if you can see it. I'll go have a closer look again at the creek. So once again you can see the where the creek is. You can see, I'm not sure if it's the council or Parks Victoria that have been planting all these trees alongside the bank here. I do like the cactus growing on the other side. And I'm going to assume that the trees are being put there to prevent erosion with the root system taking hold. Okay, we're just going to go to that shed just to see what all that's about. Now, I've stopped at this tree that's next to the shed we're going to have a look at, but boy, what a tree this one is. I guess for that family that lived in that house that's been not abandoned, but it's now pretty much derelict and waiting for its day with the bulldozers. During winter, when the water would have been a lot higher than it is now, you could have had to swing off this. Would have been great. A little swimming hole as well. So I'll just look behind me here, and this is the shed. Now, I'm not sure what's the story with the shed. Did they keep a tractor in here? Was it purely for storage? I can't really tell you. But I'm sure if you're a farmer, you'll be able to recognise what these things maybe were made for. Yeah, it could be anyone's guess. Keep a ride-on lawnmower in it or something, who knows. And you can see the road goes right over to that shed as well. And as I said, the property is very large. So what I have noticed in this area in particular is the people who've got the houses here, who've now sold, used to be truck drivers or involved in logistics in relation to trucking and the moving of large objects. And they always have a shed where they do their own maintenance. It looks like they had a bit of a motorbike track here as well for the kids, which would have been pretty cool. And you can tell by the vintage of that house we just saw with the bricks, it doesn't appear to be all that old. So we'll just have a quick look at the shed, and that's pretty much will see us with this video. So it does look like it's still an active motorcycle track or a motocross track. The track itself looks quite fresh. And whether or not it's a club that's been able to access this, I have no idea. We have a shed here, and we have a car. Nicely hidden from line of sight from the road. So whether or not this has been parked here by someone who just doesn't need the car anymore, or has it been one that someone's taken and left here for whatever reason. So we've got a little Ford Focus. The plates have been removed. Someone's thrown something huge through the windscreen. It's a washing line. It's a manual. Yeah, so there she is. Okay, so I have been able to clean off a bit of the mud off the washer wiper, and there is a VIN number there. So we'll check when we get home, see if it's been knocked off or not. But she's in pretty poor condition, this one. So as you can see, this track is quite active. It looks like cars are coming onto this as well, but it looks like it's predominantly motorbikes, which is great. It's off the road, it's not on a public road. It's definitely in an open space where it shouldn't upset any of the neighbours. Well, not for too long, because the neighbours are going to be here soon. I don't know if you can see in the distance, but just over there, I tried to get the rooftops. Just left of those trees, you can probably see all the new roofs for the housing. But it would have been a great place to come if you had a motorbike just to zip around, if you knew the family that owned the property, or someone might be leasing it right now and still enjoying the use of the land for themselves and maybe their children to use. Just one more angle of the spectacular tree, I'm calling it, in the creek, which would have made a great swimming hole back in the day, in the hot days of summer, I guess, but I don't think there's enough water at the moment So the only time you'll actually see the water be of any significant level is going to be during winter. We've got the shed here, which we still don't know what's all that about. And then we've got the house there in the distance. And there's even new estates there on the right in the middle of your picture. So they're slowly creeping this way as well. So the houses that we've just looked at, its days are really numbered. So I'm glad I've come out. So it's great. So this is the water tank, I guess. I'm assuming they must have had town water and electricity, obviously, because you've got all the satellite dishes and all that. A lot of rubbish. But I think the developer's actually been able to stop it quite quickly by blocking the driveway with dirt, which seems to have stopped more rubbish being dumped here. So this is your last sort of angle of the house, and as you can see, it's not a huge house, but it was someone's home. Now with those final shots of the house and the area, I'll get the drone up. There is a little bit of wind, but not too much. Maybe we can get a good look at that track that the motorbikes have been going around, and it still looks like they are, and what the house sort of looks like in the background of everything else in the area. Okay, so I'll just jump in here, and according to www.realestate.com.au, I've searched this property and it did come up, and it was sold in 2016, and the sum was $2.7 million. And I've included some of the photos of actually the sales pitch for the property when it was being sold, and it was a farm. You can see a tractor, and you can see that the house was in beautiful condition when it was actually sold. So there you go. So here we are nearing the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Something a bit different, I guess, but it's once again, it's one of those moment in times where I've just gone past, had a look at the house as I'm passing, quickly got onto the Google Maps, had a bit of a look around, and thought, yeah, we'll do a video of this because you can see that this whole area will be redeveloped, and it might give someone some pleasure in years to come to see what the place really did look like back before the houses were built. So if you did like the video, by all means click on that like button or that thumbs up icon. Please consider subscribing. Subscribing doesn't cost you 1 cent, and it really does help the channel immensely. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.